Hello, I am Mystic Orange and this is video hazard 572. Before we get into this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe. My last video was on January the 2nd. I'm sorry it took this long to upload. I am having issues at home which is causing videos to be delayed. I'm also not trying to force myself to make a video. I make my videos whenever I want, but of course, I would want to make my videos. But anyway, let's get that out of the way. So today is going to be a Winx Club video, but this video is going to be different. It's not going to be my usual Winx Club video. Usually, I will be reviewing a Winx Club episode. Of course, that will happen, but it's not going to be for this video particular. So, what is this video going to be about? So, basically, I've had this idea for a long time. I'm just gonna explain it. It's not gonna be fluent. So what I'm planning is like I want to do a rewrite on Winx Club series from the first season to all the way to the end. At least I'm gonna do this for season 1 to season 8. I've been thinking about this for a long time for so many reasons. For one thing, I think like there's so many things in the Spins Club show that could be improved, and also this is just for my personal fun. I want to add in my bit of flair to this show. I do love the show. This is why I wanted to do it. I want people to bear in mind that I'm not even an amateur writer. I'm just fan of the show, and I'm not. If I'm gonna explain things in the show, it's not going to be as eloquent as other Winx Club rewriters. I'm just gonna explain things that will happen. Don't expect like a narrator type quality, video. If you want something like that, I would recommend Unicorn of War. He's a great at narrating his Winx Club rewrites. For me, I think I will just explain scenes what will happen and in for these things. I can't wait. This is going to be exciting. And I'm not gonna focus on this too much. I don't want to make this like series be a chart. And yes, this is going to be a separate series. I'm gonna create a playlist separately for these rewrites, for the Winslow rewrites. Anyway, let's get into this video. Season 1, Episode 1, An Unexpected Event. So I've chosen this title for the first episode. The title is from the Cinellium dub. I wanted to choose this one because I like this one. Don't worry to the Focus fans, I will be using the Focus title for the next episode. I wanted to merge both Ray and Focus together and make a whole brand new beautiful story. I have to say that I love the first episode of Winx Club. It's a great episode for both Ray and Focus. I love it dearly. However, I do think the first episode needs to be a slice of life episode. So bear in mind that this episode is going to be a slice of life episode. It's going to be focused mainly on Earth, and I'm going to mainly focus on Bloom and her parents, and I'm not gonna introduce Stella yet in this episode. So all the magic stuff will happen in the future. We just want to keep this first episode Earth contained. We're gonna keep the first part of the episode from the Cinellium dub, where we have a pan shot of Gardenia. To me, I think that's a great way to start off a slice of life episode, and I think it's a great way to start Winx Club. It will still be nice and sunny. It's the 1st of September, where school year starts. And we'll keep the part where it transitions to the Bloom's artwork and Bloom sleeping. So that's all gonna be the same. And yes, of course, it's morning. For the next part of the scene, we're going to have Bloom and Kiko sleeping. Of course, they're going to sleep. We're not going to have Vanessa coming in yet. Let Bloom and Kiko sleep for this bit. Like we all know, Bloom is a lazy girl. Let her sleep a bit. However, we're not just going to have her sleeping. Of course, no, no. So while Bloom is sleeping, she's going to have a dream. Like, of course, she is sleeping. Why wouldn't she dream? And of course, in the first episode, we're going to have Bloom dreaming. And what will she be dreaming about? She will be dreaming about Daphne. So in this dream, Daphne is telling Bloom she's almost ready. She sees this every night. Every night, Bloom is dreaming about Daphne. Ever since Daphne sent Bloom to Earth, she has been like watching over Bloom every night, telling Bloom that she's almost ready for her mission. She's almost ready for her destiny. This is what she keeps saying to Bloom. She keeps encouraging Bloom whenever she can in her dreams. And at the end of her dream, Daphne keeps calling out to Bloom, Bloom, Bloom. And it fades to Vanessa saying Bloom, Bloom, Bloom. It's obviously Vanessa calling Bloom from her sleep. And suddenly, Bloom wakes up. Vanessa called her, she did her job. So when we transition into Vanessa, she's telling Bloom to get up, rise and shine, and yeah. She wakes up Bloom and Bloom gets ready. Vanessa, comes in cleaning up Bloom's room because it was really messy. She comes in with the laundry. She puts it around. We're not gonna have the bit where Bloom gets dramatic with Vanessa. The bit where like Bloom's like, oh, it's school. Oh, she's complaining about that. Like, first of all, Vanessa never said anything about school. She just told you to wake up. That's it. So we're not gonna have that. We're going to have Bloom be a good girl. She's gonna wake up and she's gonna help out, help Kiko get up as well. She's gonna prepare breakfast for Kiko with the carrots. Yeah. And we're still going to have this conversation with Vanessa picking up a book about fairies. And, instead of Vanessa being rude in the Ray version about, like, Bloom looking into silly things, we're going to keep the focus part and be like, oh, you used to read these a lot when you was a kid. We're going to have that. We like to have encouraging parents. Vanessa tells Bloom to come down to eat her breakfast and to get ready and stuff. So Vanessa does that, and Bloom, she does her business, gets herself ready with her clothes and nice. She helps get Kiko ready. She goes to the bathroom, with her makeup and brushing her teeth and all things she could do. So while she's ready in her bathroom, she's looking at her mirror, and she's thinking about things. Like every now and then, she'll be thinking, why is she having these dreams about Daphne? Could this mean something? Maybe it doesn't mean anything. What if this is normal for everyone? Maybe this is just her thing. This is all the things that she always keeps thinking. Like, what could happen? So after Bloom does her business, she heads downstairs with Kiko. Also, I want to mention, you know that in the original, both Focus and, Cinelume, and of course the original Winx Club, Bloom, Bloom and her friends are considered as 16-year-olds for the show. However, for me, I think in my rewrite, I'm going to have the Winx be 11 years old for this show. To me, I do not understand how the schools work in Italy or America. I'm trying to, base the story from my perspective and my understandings. So I don't know how the school system works in Italy or America, but I'm trying to my best from my perspective from the UK. So the first school is going to be like a primary school in the UK. The second school is like a secondary school. So I think for the first season, I'm going to have all the Winx girls be 11 years old. So that in the future they can progress to be 12 years old, 13 years old, so on. So this season, where everyone's 11 years old. And also, for me, I think this is a great way to have Bloom being the first, this like your first year in secondary school. And since I'll place this episode as 1st of September, her first day in school will be 4th of September. On my first year in year 7, I started the school at 4th of September, so I'm basing it off of that. So anyway, we're going to have Bloom and Kiko going downstairs, you know that. However, we're going to have a change here. In the original, Bloom goes straight to the kitchen, but in here, we're going to have her head towards the living room first. Like, if we have to be realistic here, as 11-year-olds, you're going to head towards the living room to watch TV before, doing anything else. So when she goes downstairs, she clicks on the TV, turns it on, with Kiko. And of course, she's gonna watch some cartoons. But question is, what will she be watching? So, Bloom will be watching Peppa Pig. I just had a funny idea that Bloom will be watching Peppa Pig on her TV. So let me know in the comments, what do you think Bloom will be watching on TV? So while the TV is going on, Bloom and Kiko head towards the kitchen. Vanessa is preparing breakfast for Bloom, Kiko, Mike, and herself, obviously. Bloom, collect some carrots for Kiko to eat. Yeah. Mike is having cereal for his breakfast, and he's reading a newspaper. It's probably the sports section. Vanessa is going to have some tea with some biscuits. I reckon it will be like jammy Dodgers. And Bloom is going to have some toast with strawberry jam. And obviously, the dining table is going to look bigger. The kitchen is going to look bigger than how we've seen it in the show. Everything will look nice, chic, and simple. Not too big, but simple enough for it looks like a normal person would eat. So while they sit in the dining table eating their breakfast, Kiko's having his carrots. They all have a conversation with each other. Mike and Bloom have heart to heart together. They're exchanging pleasantries with each other, like all good dads do. So while they're eating, Mike has an idea for Bloom. Since it's not school yet, why not? Why can't she not just work with Mike at the garage for today? Just so you know, Vanessa is a florist and Mike is a firefighter. And it's a good idea to have Bloom, work at the garage for today. Help Mike out by cleaning the fire truck and the stuff in the garage. So yeah, that will be a nice moment for Bloom and Mike. And unlike how she is in the original dub, like how she's complaining about, oh, it's a work, or whatever. Bloom is a bit more chill here. She's like, sure, she's happy to help Mike out. Like a good daughter she is. I just realized in the original dub, in the rave version, Bloom does complain a lot. So we're not gonna have Bloom complaining a lot. We're gonna have Bloom be our best girl. And soon as they are done over, Mike plans that at the end, as a reward, Mike, Vanessa, and Bloom can go out in a picnic with Kiko as well. So yeah, that's the and that's the end goal for the day. That's the plan. At least that's what Mike plans to have. Yeah, Vanessa is gonna join at the end, but of course, while Bloom and Mike are gonna work at the garage, Vanessa is obviously gonna work at a florist shop. So anyway, Mike has the day planned out for Bloom. And I think, this is what this episode is going to be about. I'm going to have this episode based on that. So it's like a slice of life. I want Bloom to have spent her time with Mike and Vanessa before we move on to all the magic stuff. So yeah, I want Bloom to have this moment. After those conversations, a little bit while she's eating, Bloom drops in something interesting. I'm gonna add in the bit in the focus dub, but she's gonna, instead of bursting out to Mike, I'm gonna have her talk it out casually, like the conversation gonna happen naturally. And she's gonna talk about how, she's gonna reminisce about in the past she used to be into fairies and stuff. So she's gonna bring that up with her parents, and they're gonna talk about that in the scene. And Mike and Vanessa are bringing out how Bloom used to be a cute girl as a little kid. And we will gonna have the focus part, like Mike joking about having a magic wand to clean out the garage. That will be a fun addition. Anyway, I've decided to call Vanessa's flower shop. I called it Vanessa's flower shop. Honestly, I couldn't think of anything creative for her shop. If you have any ideas on what her flower shop to be called, let me know in the comments. I bet you guys have a bit more creative idea than that. Anyway, as soon as everyone's finished eating their breakfast, Vanessa tells Bloom that she needs to buy some more carrots from the store, and Bloom gladly accepts. But before that, Vanessa and Mike, they have a surprise for Bloom. The surprise is that they placed a bike outside the home. It's a nice blue bike, perfect for Bloom with her style. And it's going to be a nice bike. She's not going to have the one that looks like in the show. It, I kind of understand from Bloom's perspective that the bike looked underwhelming. It didn't seem like what Bloom would ride. It didn't seem like her aesthetic. But also, we're not gonna have Bloom feel being ungrateful for the present. She's gonna be happy about it. I don't like that in the original. Both Focus and Ray, Bloom is all unappreciative about the present. Like, at least be appreciative. And she's gonna gladly thank Vanessa and Mike for this present. Obviously, the bike is going to have a basket so Kiko can hop in. And she speeds off with Vanessa's money to buy carrots for Kiko. So, so Bloom whizzes off with her bike with Kiko all the way down to town Gardenia. Um, so we've covered Bloom, Mike, Vanessa, Kiko. Those are the characters that been introduced. While Bloom, whizzes off, she does meet another person. And that person is none other than infamous Mitzi. So Mitzi is another 11-year-old girl. She belongs to Bloom's neighborhood and also goes to her school. Well, she used to go to her school, which is Gardenia Primary School. Um, so yeah, and Mitzi is a mean girl. So yeah, Mitzi and Bloom bump into each other. So Mitzi notices Bloom with her bike, and she kind of mocks Bloom for the bike. Bloom explains that this is brand new and she doesn't need to make fun of her. And then Mitzi directs Bloom to her own bike, which looks a lot more fancier, a bit more nicer than hers. Also, since it's a summer holiday, Mitzi wonders what Bloom has been up to all over the summer. So, Missy sees that she brags about being in different places around the world, and Bloom mentions that she's just been in Gardenia's beach. So Missy kind of makes fun of Bloom for being poor. However, that's not the only thing. Mitzi adds in a little bit of information. Also, like to remind Bloom how they used to be like in primary school. We then get a flashback, a montage of Mitzi and her friends making fun of Bloom in school. So yeah, Bloom got bullied a lot by Mitzi and her friends. We get to see what uh, her school looks like in primary school. So yeah, if you want to, you can create a video of your own of montage of Mitzi making fun of Bloom in school. If you want to, you can tag me in there if you want to. Have fun with it. As the montage is over, Mitzi wonders if Bloom is gonna attend the Gardenia Secondary School. The name of the school is Gardenia Community School. And Bloom says, of course. I mean, why wouldn't she attend? This is her home and this is where her school will be. So, yeah. By the way, in the montage, we do see glimpses of Andy. Uh, Anyway, after Missy, starts making fun of Bloom, Bloom whizzes off. I mean, she can't stick around. She got things to do. Anyway, yeah. Also, I want to add, we're gonna add the bit from Fox's dub, Bloom's line, because it's a funny line. We're gonna add the bit where Bloom says, "You know what, Kiko? If I had magic powers, I would turn her into a monkey." I want to add that in because that's really funny, as she should. After all that, the rest of the episode is going to be my version. So in the original, both Ray and Farkas, there will be like stellar scenes and all the magic scenes. For this video, in this episode, that's not going to happen in this episode. That will happen in the future episode. Like I said earlier, that this episode is going to be mostly Bloom, Mike, and Vanessa. It's going to be a slice of life episode. I'm mostly focusing on them. In my opinion, I think it's a great idea for the first episode to focus on the relationship. So let's start here before we get into the deep end. So in the next part of the scene, Bloom rides her bicycle with Kiko all the way to the grocery shop, and she buys the carrots for Kiko. And while she's buying her carrots, she does drift a bit in her thoughts about the whole situation with Mitzi and everything else that she experienced today, especially last night where she had dreams about Daphne. She's been thinking about all of those things. It's been eating at her brain every day. So while she's, at the cashier, she's zoning out. The cashier kind of like breaks her out of her thoughts, and she, apologizes and pays for her, items, and she leaves. So after all that, she rides back home with Kiko with the groceries. She bought some carrots as well as a bottle of Fanta for herself. Because if it was me, if someone told me to buy something, I would also buy something for myself as well. That's just how it goes. As she is at home, she realizes it's really quiet. Vanessa must have gone to work, and Dad is probably in the garage. Bloom places her things, and she heads towards outside for the garage. So when she arrives at the garage, Bloom notices Dad. He's under the fire truck, cleaning the engine and stuff. I don't know. So he fixes things around. Bloom greets to Mike, and Mike greets back. They exchange each other pleasantries. So as they planned, Bloom is gonna help Mike out with the garage. She's gonna help like scrub the fire truck and water it down with him. And Mike is gonna help out with the messiness in the garage, helping it clean. Yeah, and sweeping the leaves on the ground and everything else. So yeah, I guess you can say this is a bonding moment for Mike and Bloom. So we get a montage of Mike and Bloom spending time together. We get a nice background music for Bloom and Mike. If you want to, you can try to create a background music for this scene. There are a selection of songs from Focus and Ray, but of course you can also decide for your own sort of music for the scene. I want to keep the scene really wholesome between Mike and Bloom. So after 6 hours of working with Dad in the garage, it's finally over. Both of them are pleased with themselves with their hard work. Vanessa comes back home from her work. They notice her coming with her car. She has the picnic basket ready, and they're all ready to go to the Gardenia park. Of course, with Kiko as well. Anyway, I'm just thinking about this now. So Gardenia in the obviously I think is probably like an Italian area. I think Gardenia is a made up area, but obviously in the original Italian dub, it's going to be Italian. However, I think because I think Ray is like our synonym is like a Canadian dub, so I think in that perspective, Gardenia is a Canadian town or city, and Focus, you know, is this is an American city or town. So I know that I made like the school system British based because that's how I know probably will understand how the school system works. So that's why I did it. However, I'm gonna place where they live, like Gardenia. I'm gonna place that in America. So Vanessa, Mike, and Bleem, Mitzi, and Kiko, they live in America. So I'm gonna base this like in New York. It's gonna be a made up place in New York. I think I'm gonna have it as a city. So Gardenia is a city in New York in my version. So this means I think Mike, Vanessa, Bloom, Mitzi, the people from the Gardenia, they will have a New York accent. So towards the end of this episode, Bloom and her family find a spot in the park. They place their picnic blanket and basket and everything else. They sit around the picnic. So they sit around, the sun is setting, they eat their food, and it's really nice food. And as they are eating, it pans towards the sky in the sunset, and the day ends. Episode is over. Um, End credits. Also, I wanted to point out because I forgot about this. The theme song for season 1 is going to have to be the Ray the Cinnamon one in season 1. Um, so that's gonna have to be um, the theme song, the opening, and not obviously they're gonna have the Cinnamon end credits. So overall, that's it. That's the first episode done. So I guess this is the end of this video. So this took a long time for me to make this video. Of course, I will be continuing to do this, but of course, I will have to do other things as well, like my Winx Club, other videos, like Scooby Doo 16 and all that stuff. So I will have to get that out of the way, and I will catch up into doing these things, and also like I'm doing this for fun. Um, did you like some of my ideas? How do you think you could have improved the show yourself? Anyway, you can check this out in my playlists. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and have a lovely day.